Hey guys, welcome or welcome back. My name is Sophie. I am today going to be counting my change, rolling up and then counting my change. And I promised I would do a Q&A while I film this video. So my plan is that I'm talking to you guys live right now, but I'm going to switch to voiceover and then answer some questions while I'm doing the voiceover. So we're going to switch to that, and then at the end, I'll let you guys know how much we saved in our coins. And before I get started, my plan for these coins is to go towards new dining room chairs, so dining chairs. And it's just because we really need them. Our current chairs are falling apart. So, okay, let's get to rolling and answering some questions. Okay, so this is Sophie doing a voiceover. I just want to say a couple of things before I get started, but I do want to go quickly because I have so many questions and not enough time to do this voiceover. With that being said, I will be answering some questions as best as I can, obviously, but I'm not going to be naming the person that asked me the question because a lot of people actually ask me some of the same questions. So I can't start naming everybody's name because of that. And I also will try to do a second Q&A at one point if you guys have a suggestion of the next format that I could do for this. But yeah, let's just get into the questions. And because I can't name everyone, I just want to say a big thank you for those of you who have asked questions. A lot of the questions were amazing. And I mean, just the comments, you guys all congratulated me on the 1,000. And I'm just so grateful. So let's get into it. So the first question that I got was, what motivates you to stick with cash budgeting? For me, cash budgeting is honestly enjoyable. So I was that teenager that would write everything down in a calendar. I would have my agenda, my to-do list were all written down. I was that type of person. Everything was always pen and paper. And I feel with cash budgeting, it's such a physical thing in the sense that I write my budget on pen and paper, and I also am manipulating money, and I feel the envelopes are really aesthetic. So for me, it's fully enjoyable, and that is one way that it motivates me to stick to it. Another thing too is just seeing how much my life has changed financially since starting cash budgeting. It's just been so beneficial for me that I can't imagine not doing it, because I don't want to revert back to what life was financially before. And I think that's just a huge motivation, obviously. The next question is, do you get discouraged sometimes and want to give up? I'm fairly new to this, but finding some days more discouraging than others. Trying to make money fit a lot of places can be hard. And actually, that is probably the most discouraging part for me, is trying to fit everything in. I often will go into negatives, especially with my medical envelope and my car maintenance fund, the vet bills as well. I can't seem to stuff quickly enough to make sure that I always have enough in my envelopes, and that's obviously very difficult. But how do I not give up? Again, it kind of comes back to the first question. I just don't want to go back to how life was before. And yeah, you just kind of I don't know, stick to the smaller things, the smaller goals. If I constantly have little tiny goals every time, that helps me. If I have too big of a goal, that's more discouraging than small tiny little goals. But yeah, I'm also, oh my gosh, I need to say this, I'm not editing my voiceover. So if there are little weird pauses or a lot of ums, that's why. I just want to mention that quickly. Okay, so what attracted you to cash stuffing and zero-based budgeting in the first place? And is that the reason that you've now been doing it for a year? So this is actually my second year. So I've been doing it for more than 2 years at this point. And what attracted me to it, so I actually was on YouTube. I'm a big YouTube person, so I watch probably an equal amounts of TV and YouTube. And in my suggested videos, there was a cash stuffing video from Tara Budgets. And I clicked on her video and something just clicked for me. Like, I was watching her cash stuff her envelopes and I was like, this looks so much fun. And I had already tried to budget in the past with like Excel or just by being careful with my money, and it never worked for me. And I kind of caught on to it right away. So that video, like by the end of her video, I remember thinking, this looks so easy, I can do this. And so then I started watching other people cash stuffing, and within like 10 videos, I had caught on to exactly what to do. And I bought envelopes right away, got myself ready, and it was attractive to me. And I really can't pinpoint why. I think it's because I was desperate financially, but also because it just looks like so much fun to me. And I still, to this day, 2 years later, love budgeting every single paycheck. I love stuffing my envelopes. It's just so much fun. Do you plan on doing any fall or Halloween savings challenges? So obviously it took me forever to film this video. I didn't do any fall or Halloween savings challenges. I generally don't do any very specific challenges. I don't know why. I've just never done them. And I think next year I'm actually going to reduce the amount of challenges that I'm going to be doing. And I barely did any this year, but it's just harder for me to budget money for my savings challenges versus just using what I have left over in my wallet. So I think next year I might just do the $5, $10, $20 savings challenges with whatever I have left over from my spending money and kind of call it a day with challenges. I don't want to be stressed when I cash stuff or budget my money. And I did find this year that it was really hard for me to budget for most of my savings challenges, and I just don't like that feeling. So, but I didn't do any fall or Halloween. I'm not doing Christmas or Easter, anything like that. I'm curious, how do you stay motivated and committed to the budgeting journey? So yeah, I answered that already. Will you be doing any dice challenges in the future? I don't think so. I have a dice challenge that I've created myself because I was planning on opening an Etsy shop, and one of them is a dice challenge, but I just don't think so. I think I'm going to stick with the basic ones like I said. What's been your biggest lesson learned in your cash stuffing journey so far? That is such a hard question to answer. I think it's probably been that even if you try to budget every single thing, things will pop up anyway, and you can't avoid life and like what it brings. But also how to just not spend on every single little thing. I was a big shopper. So I would just go online and buy whatever I wanted, and I've learned to not do that. I don't have like a big answer to this. I've learned many little things, but yeah. Any tips on keeping a pet's coat shiny and healthy during shedding season? That's interesting. So my pets, both my dogs, aren't dogs that shed. So they both are miniature golden doodles. So they both take a little bit of that like poodle side, and they don't really lose any hair at all. So I don't have any tips for that, but in terms of like keeping them shiny, we do send them to grooming every 4 weeks, and we never miss a session. So that's a big thing. It costs a lot of money. It's a big part of our budget, but I just can't imagine like not sending them because their coat like gets really tangled. What do you like the most about the city where you live, and how did you meet your husband? So in terms of the city where I live, it's a small-ish city. I mean, it is a small city. I don't know why I said ish. It's a small city. I grew up here, so I think there's like a lot of nostalgia associated to where I live. I just like that feeling of like knowing it really well. I also like that it's close to all our friends and family. some of Dan's family is further away, but generally like most of our family is right here. And I like our neighborhood. I like how I feel safe still. Some people are saying that it's getting less and less safe, but I don't feel that. I feel like there's like a couple of like unsafe streets in every city and you just avoid those. But generally speaking, like our city is pretty safe. So I like those things. I don't know. It's a nice place. We're just 15 minutes from the beach and I love that about it too. And how did I meet my husband? So we actually met through a mutual friend. I was still in high school. My husband had graduated high school at this point, and I was really good friends with his best friend because I had actually worked with his friend. His best friend, like we were working at the same pizza shop and we got really close and we started hanging out, and then eventually that friend introduced me to all of his other friends, and Dan and I started talking quite a bit. Dan got his first cell phone and we were texting a lot, and we just, I don't know how it happened, but we kind of fell in love. And yeah, I was really young. So we're not high school sweethearts because technically he was not in high school anymore, but we've been together coming up on 14 years. So that's kind of how I met him, just through a mutual friend. So it was before like social media apps and stuff, like not social media apps, like dating apps and stuff. Have you ever had financial problems? I would be hard pressed to not find someone who cash stuffs that never had any financial problems. I feel like most people who do this is because they kind of realize that they had financial issues. My biggest financial problem stems from two things. One of them is that we were pretty much in debt from the minute we got engaged as a couple because we spent a lot on our wedding. And so we were in debt for many, 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 many years up until this year. And we just couldn't get out of it. Like things kept happening. And then another financially difficult thing that we've gone through is that we've had to do a lot of fertility treatments, which we still don't have a child if you guys are new here. But we've done so much fertility testing, procedures, treatments, and stuff like that. And we've spent over $35,000 on those. So that's definitely one of our biggest financial challenges as well. What are my priorities? I think for 2024, one of my biggest priorities is just not going over what I have in my envelope. So just really making sure that I'm stuffing enough in each category so that I can truly keep on track with all of my goals. And also my emergency fund. So I want to make sure that I have at least 3 months of expenses in my emergency fund, and we're not even close to that because really our expenses are quite high. We currently have 1,000. It's just not enough. I'm just trying to find one quick last question because I don't have a lot of time. So when did you get Winnie and Archie, and are you guys planning on getting another dog? So we got Archie in 2018, right when we moved into our current home, when we bought our first house. And then we got Winnie about a year and a half, not even a year and a couple months ago. We got her in 2022. And so Archie is 5 years old and Winnie is a year old. And they're incredibly different. So they've taught us a lot, but we love them. If we'll ever get another dog, we won't get another dog in the house when they are still here. Back to present day. I just rolled all my coins. I was so disappointed. I had like 5 missing loonies to make another roll, and same thing with the quarters, so I couldn't do as many rolls. And then instead of bringing loose change to the bank, which you can do at my bank for sure, I know of that, but I never do that. I just put it back right into my coin jar, and then it kind of starts me off for the next time. So let's see how much we saved. So 50, 100, 125, 135, 140, 142. So $142 in change, which is awesome. That's like great amount. I will bring this to the bank shortly, and that amount of money, like I said, is going to go straight towards dining room chairs, and I've already purchased them, so I'm just like paying myself back right now. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the Q&A, and I honestly know, like, I haven't filmed I haven't filmed that portion of the video yet, but I can already tell by how short this video is that I will not have time to answer all the questions. So I might do another Q&A, another format at one point. If you guys have an idea of how I should do the next Q&A, let me know. I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, please give it a like. If you want to subscribe to my channel to see more videos from me, definitely do that. And if you want to leave a comment, definitely do so. I answer every single one of your comments. And if you have rolled change recently, how much did you end up saving in extra change? I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.